Alright, so what we're gonna do is add one after you've exported your WAV file. Was it in final? Okay. You're gonna want that. You're gonna want to route this to, some channel you don't think you've inserted a instrument in. What is this? 19. Let's go to 19. Okay. And on the master is where all the magic is gonna happen. So for now, just ignore Edison and Crossbeat. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention to you guys, this what I used earlier was just this effect. This effect basically, it just what this just basically did was slowed it down some pitches. Okay, so my last video on how I make my beats, all you just basically do is go to an empty slot and yeah, right click again, and go to half sign. It's your half sign, and I usually go with one, that, and I get that sound that I'm wanting to do. But since we have this on, oh yeah, so I can show you real quick now. Okay, so you have this exported. You've went to the 808, or you went to the you went to yeah, you went to this on the sampler and opened it up, right? Dragged it on here. Get this. You routed it to 19. You're ready to master. Okay. So when you do this, you can just go ahead and solo this out. Oh, what the hell? Okay. So we can just go ahead and replace this since it already recorded the effect. Just get Crossbeat out of here. Okay. Secondly, you could have just replaced it with Maximus. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you have Maximus now. Compressing. So I hope you guys, before we start mastering, I just hope you guys understood the basic knowledge of what mixing is. Okay, it's just leveling certain levels, like certain instruments at certain levels, and having certain compression to have like the most of the small sounds that aren't so prevalent to hear will be when you use compression. You know, um, so that's what just kind of what mastering is. You're making the whole thing, the whole picture just um sound relatively louder, okay? And I'm gonna show you from how I've been mastering my tracks and watching other, insightful videos on how these people master their tracks. So I do know what I am talking about, okay? And it's really not too complex, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people just I mean, not a lot of people, some people, I guess, out there tend to make it look like it's, you know, next next level kind of shit, where it's just like, you know, like you have to have like a certain VST to master. I mean, I won't lie, but like for instance, isotope. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's also like another tool for you to master. And I've heard it, like with especially with my brother, how he uses it, and it does, really kind of bring the whole quality out of your mix, other than just using, um, you know, Maximus or whatever. But I mean, like I said, for the most part, most VSTs do this do the same thing, but it all goes as far as how you just move around these knobs here. So we're just gonna get in now into how we um, compress on FL Studio 12 with who? You know, you know, uh, uh, Lui Beats. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, anyway. Alright guys, so when you master, you more than likely are just going to want to go where you think your whole instruments are being played. Okay? Like, everything, the whole package. Your crash, perk, everything. Okay? That's what I think is on the hook. So all my instruments are going off there. Other than Male 84, but we can fix that later on. I don't think that should matter anyway. Here we go, guys. Mastering on FL Studio 12 with Lui Beats. Okay. So what you want to do is hit solo. When you're on the master, the settings will be out here like this. On the low band frequency and high band frequency. I don't know why this is swirling around. Oh, it's off. That's right. So yeah, you solo this out, and then what you're gonna want to do is go to low, because we're just gonna quickly. I mean, we're not gonna quickly. We're gonna see what effects. I'm gonna just show you, okay, guys. So you can kind of hear like some snares going off when I play this, and that's what you basically want to do is completely wipe down those sounds that aren't in the lows. And this is what I tend to use when you're mastering. Okay, where the lows is at, and so yeah, let's keep on hearing. So I think that's kind of there. Like I said, this could take on through hours, depending on however you want, or just quickly get it done, and just um, follow along with what kind of skills I think you guys should use. Okay, so moving on to the mids. So when it comes to the mids, all you're just gonna want to hear is the snare. Anything like hats or hi-hats or cymbals or anything that's kind of just rings, just you know, makes a sound, ringing, high sound. You're gonna want to cut those frequencies off in the mids, okay? So we're gonna hear this again. Okay, so I think that's good enough. And highs, you know, you can readjust again if you're hearing too much snares where you think the high end is at. Because yeah, highs are like your cymbals and your hi-hats. Nothing like the mids, for example, your snares. Okay. Okay, so the next thing you can start to do now is to start compressing. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do now is start hearing your lows, and I would just go like right in between the middle of where everything is just going off in the low band frequency. So right click on top of here, and even just start to drag this down to compress the wave file. Okay, and also drop this down. This is what I usually tend to do, is just drop it down lower than what it was before. And I think if you want to get the best out of your 808, I would normally run this down to 0, because if you want to just get that 808 out, you're gonna want to like just as much as possible have this little line start looking like the wave up here. I mean below here, you see. So notice how this was like all the way over here, and you got something like that, you know. But if you start dragging down the attack and also the look ahead, observe the lines here. It starts to look a little bit similar, you know. And see if we can just if we can just drag down the release time on here. So yeah, that's what I normally tend to do on my 808s. Now for the mids. Oh, can you guys hear the ice cream truck? I should go get some ice cream. Okay, anyway. Okay. So, I mean, on the mids, you know, I only did just a little bit on here on the attack and the release time, and the look ahead knob here. Um, I mean, like I said, all this is just experimenting with your ear, and just know what sounds good, you know. But I mean, I wouldn't, just in my own way of how I master this. I just wouldn't really would want to just get any kind of crisp sound from the mids or even as much as the highs, you know. Or if you're using too much compression or EQing, and you compress your, and if you just over excessively compress your master, then it's gonna sound too compressed, you know. Um, you're just gonna always want to, I guess, like I said, in my own ways, just hit that right sweet spot of where you think should sound good. Okay, so yeah, let's just move along with the master or the high. Okay, now we're just gonna go to the high band frequency. Just hit this here, drop it down. And even after that, you can go ahead and start like boosting out the volume, like the post gain over here or the pre gain, you know, just to like level out more of either your 808 or your mid or high. But since I kind of took the time to make this beat, I think just having everything even how I think I specified it is okay. All right. So we're just not even gonna mess with this. Maybe until we go to the master, then we'll mess with this. Okay, which this is where we're at now. You hear it now. You notice the volume level was like around 63. You turn it on. You reduced it down to like barely below 9 dB. And the reason is because of our compressing. We're making these instruments basically louder now. And even sometimes too, I'll just compress the master on Maximus here. Maybe just by a tad, man, you know. And then from here, give it my own touch of crispiness, I guess you can say. And notice how like these lines start to like blur out, like they start looking like kind of just white bulges. And it's because of the look ahead and release time. So I mean, I think I'm doing too much of it, too much makeup, I guess you can say. So what you want to do is, reduce that down and try to make it look and seem like it's being leveled off here based by this wave file here that you see. So not too much, not too much, not too little, you know. So yeah, once you have done that, the next thing that I will add, okay, so this is how I would personally compress um more of these little thingies here. I don't know what you would call these right here. If anyone could drop a comment on what these are called, that would be great. But yeah, these things right here that just go up and down. What I would normally start to do after this would just start boosting out the ends, start boosting out the volume, and even open EQ and just start boosting this out so the volume could be, so you could raise the volume here on the mixer. Alright, so right there it would be okay. Notice how we were the mixer, the volume dB, you can call it or whatever. So yeah, so just notice this over here, the volume input. You notice how these lines are just kind of like everywhere, you know, they're like completely away from each other. What I would do to control that thing going on there is Fruity Limiter, and just go ahead and reduce the ceiling. You'll notice that they're just equally aligned with each other. For the most part, when you just take down the ceiling, okay. And after that, what you want to do, well, the way I would do it, I would just release the volume on here. And that seems on point with it not clipping, because once you hit 0, you'll start to clip, okay? And we don't want clipping like at all, okay? Okay, so now we're going to export this, and like I said before, you know, mixing and mastering are two different things, and mastering it can really, I mean, depending on how you look at it, you know, it could take hours, like I said, or even just like minutes with how I just demonstrated to you guys, you know. So what we're gonna do next is just export the whole thing again on Wave, and I'm just gonna replace it again with one of these, and let's just do, oh, we'll name it Realtek Master because it's not ACO. Bam, and start. Ooh, good goodness. I hope you guys really learned something today. Like this video if you did, okay, and share it with your friends, and like it and watch it over and over for you guys to, like, you know, just record all of these tutorials in your head, because, you know, I tried to do my best to, like, just overall simplify things for you guys, and try not to make it seem as technical as it looks, okay. And even me, you know, I'm still learning some new things about FL Studio. I was a Reason user back then, you know, and I switched out to FL Studio probably like 2 years now. And especially with these new updates that FL Studio has, you know, this software is crazy. I love it, you know. So yeah, once you've exported the master. Once you've exported this wave, what you're going to want to do now is go to add one again and sampler, folder click in here and get the master. We'll take master. And you can't really tell going here to there that the first one really did anything, but if I just go the other way around like this, you see how we made these waves louder? This is what compression is, so you see that. And that's how you basically master and mix. Okay. If you guys want me to, if you guys have any questions, like I said, comment below and let me know. Like again, you know, this video was made possible through Slim Richard, right? Yeah. And what else? I guess that's all I gotta say for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching FL Studio tutorials with Lui Beats. I'm signing out. Later.